It is 2021. Happy New Year, folks. Happy New Year. So, video yesterday about the Ethereum trade. Hope you guys caught that. I'm just going to do a follow-up to that. This won't be like a part 4 or anything. I guess it'll kind of be a part 4, but we'll go in and talk about what happened to the trade after I said, you can put it to, your stop loss to break even, and you don't have to worry, right? And I'm glad we did that, because guess what? It went right down through our stop loss. So it didn't reach the 162 level that we wanted it to. It didn't get above the liquidity, and you know what? I was thinking, honestly, it probably wouldn't. Especially because where did we enter? We entered right around here, right? The 732 level, 734, somewhere around there. And came up, we took our profit right around here, right where I drew these lines saying, it's taking out this liquidity right up here, these equal highs. And then reverted back. What did it do? Right in the middle of the night of after the New Year, in the early morning London, late night here in the States, 2 o'clock in the morning for me with Central Time, it made an equal low. It made an equal low. So what did it do? Bounced back, and then what I did is I woke up around probably around 9 this morning, I want to say. I fell asleep a little early. I didn't catch the ball drop. Sorry, guys. I was up yesterday really early for work. So I woke up. I took a nap on the couch. I woke up. I saw the ball drop in New York. So it was 11 o'clock here, and I fell asleep again right after that. And then woke up on the couch at 4:30 in the morning, went back to bed, and woke up around 9:30, 10. Right now it is 2:34 p.m. Central Time. So I have been watching Ethereum closely since then. I knew that it had went down to our break-even point, which is fine because we still made money on it, right? We still made our profits from here to here, right? And then once it broke down to here, I looked at this and I said, those are about equal lows, right? So we talk about this liquidity all the time and equal lows and equal highs. Here we go. Here we have another area to watch out for, and that I was watching out for. And sure enough, what did it do? It came up and then it broke those equal lows, right? It broke those equal lows, and now it even broke this low here, right? So it broke this low, breaking that liquidity. I don't know if I would consider, that this is kind of an equal low area. Throw this in here. Or did it? Yeah, see, it did break it. So it broke that equal low area there. But now I'm looking at this and I'm going, okay, is that it? Are we going to keep seeing a low? Or we can keep seeing lower lows? Are we going to see it try to break that even? And so what I do is I look at my area going straight across, right? My last displacement area, right? Order block, as most call it. So I look at that right here. It is right there, right at where it hit. So it's where the first red candle is, right down. You're not looking for this red candle, right? Looking for this one, right? This is the last one where it has the last push. It's like if you take a basketball, right, and then you dribble really hard, right? You go boom, and it goes up, right? It's probably not actually going to do all this kind of crazy action, but it is going to come back down to your hand, right? Eventually, once you press it down, you smack it down on the ground hard enough, it's going to come back to your hand, right? And you don't want it to hit it. You don't want it to hit the ground, right? That's kind of the analogy that I am looking for. So this is the area, though. If we want to look at an even bigger area. Here's another one, right? So you want to, especially if you're looking for bullish areas, right? Looking for bullish areas. Boom! You take that basketball, you slam it against the ground. What does it do? It comes back to your hand, right? It comes back to your hand, and then maybe you just step up on a pedestal. I don't know, but then you take it higher and you go boom, and you slam it on the ground, and then you hope for it to come back to your hand, right? You hope for it to come back to your hand. So that is what's happened. We slammed it on the ground. It eventually came back to the hand, and I saw that, right? I saw that, and I didn't enter the. I wasn't in front of my computer when I saw that. I was on MT4, and just to show you that I was on MT4. Let me see here. Where is the price at? So actually, what I did is I saw it slam down to this area, right around here, and it go up. So I threw a little momentum lot in there just to see what would happen, and I got out really quickly. So I'll flash this really quick. So I got a little scalp in there, and it was so that little scalp right there. What that was it coming to. Here, I'll just draw like a little box here maybe and show you. So, or maybe even just a path. That was right here to about right here. Right, so it wasn't that big of an area, but that's what I caught, right? Prices are a little bit different on MT4, of course, than on right here, but that is what I caught, considering it's not at that point yet. But I did look up and I saw underneath here that we had, the same kind of thing, right? If you were upside down and you took a basketball, right, and you slammed it down, right? I guess you could kind of say this would be the ceiling, right? You took that basketball down, you slammed it down, and it's going to go up. What's it do? It's going to hit a ceiling eventually, right? And that's where that last down-up area is. So these two basketballs basically are colliding with each other, I should say. So somebody here took a basketball, slammed it, or pushed it down the other way, and then it's eventually going to come back to them. So I saw that, and that's when I jumped out. Needless to say, I do have actual trades running. Whenever I was looking at this, and I looked very, very far to the left, and I saw this equal low here, or saw this low, and this last down push area, and I thought it would probably hit that equal low and then go back up. So I am in this trade, and I'm probably going to exit soon, only because since there are these equal lows, I am a little bit worried that it is going to come back and do the same thing, right? So I'm not thinking ETH is bearish by any means. It just price does two things: it seeks liquidity and it seeks to balance. So it could honestly just be they're waiting, for it to come back after it does break liquidity up here, and then continue to move on. Now, with that being said, since this is now the area, right, that we are looking at it on a bigger level, right? So I would be using Fibonacci for this, right, since this is the last down up push, right? So this would be the bottom of my fib, right? And I'm trying to find the lowest body here, and you actually want to use it as the lowest push down, right? So that's where you want to use the lowest body, and we are going to use the highest high, which is going to be probably what it may have been the one we made yesterday. No, that one got close, right? Like I said, you want to get to 100% of the bodies. It did on MT4. It got to 100% of the bodies, even though it didn't get to 127. Or that would have been right here. Sorry, this is what we were looking for of that trade, right? So we were looking at from here to here yesterday, right? That area right there. It got above that. We were waiting for it to hit the 127. It never did, but we still enough. We took profit at the right time. So if you're ever in question, always pay yourself, right? Just make sure you get something. Don't hold on to it for dear life, and don't hodl, as they say. Yeah, I mean, you can hodl as an investment. That's fine. If you're trading, hodling is not what you do. You find the perfect time to get in and get out. So I'm going to take this and we are going to pull this up to here-ish, I'm going to say. That looks like about the highest body, if not. So now we're really looking at this on a bigger level. Could be here. I'm going to say here. That looks like the highest body. Alright, so now where did it get down to? It probably right into that 70.5%, to be honest. So I think this was the first time it got into it, was at 70.5. Second time, down into the 80s. Okay, so it's probably somewhere in the 80% level, which is fine, right? As long as it crosses the 62%. You generally want to you want to try to enter. If you want to enter at the 62%, that's the perfect time to enter. Just because you're in the trade. I look for the 70.5 to be the sweet spot. If you get to the 70.9, and what I'll do is I'll usually layer it, especially if I have limit orders. I'll layer it with a smaller lot here. The smallest lot at the top. I'll go with a little bit bigger lot, and then if I'll have a little bit bigger lot at the 0.79 level. That way, when it does come up, basically this is going to be exponentially higher than by the time it reaches up here. And then what I'll usually do is I'll close out these trades, the 79 and the 7, even though I shouldn't, because they're like my base trades. But I'll also put momentum lots with them as well. I'll put 0.01 lots. So those are the ones I usually close out, to be honest. The 0.01 lots, and I'll leave the 0.1s or the the 0.5s or whatever it is that I'm putting in there. I'll leave those as it continues on. But then again, you have to monitor the trade, because right now what we are looking at is this right here. You're looking at, it kind of got up into it, so considering this is the last down up movement and it's coming from the underside, you're kind of looking for that same scenario but going the opposite way now. So this could be a good moment for a sell. I don't think it is, because we have too much of an area above it, right? So I mean, if it would be a sell, this would be a short-term sell. That could it could get you a couple pips out of it, but this is still looking very, very bullish to me. I'm waiting for it to hit this, at least this little intermediate high right here. That's at the 50%. That's how you know you've gotten a good leg up, right? In the trade, once it reaches above that 50%, which is exactly where this intermediate high is. That's when I start feeling comfortable about it being a buy. Right now, I'm still not 100% sure. I do want it to be a profitable trade, but like I said, it could still get down below here, maybe back down to the 715 area like I called last time, which is actually kind of where it was. It was 715.61, I think was where it was whenever it started. Actually, let me look at this low just to be sure. Low 715.56. So it got back down to that 715 area. And now we're just waiting for it to see what happens to get above that, hopefully 757, 758, 759 area. That's what I'm wanting it to do. I'm wanting it to get above there. Not for sure if it's going to do it or not. I could just take my earnings. I think right now I got in around here, around the 71% level, because it was just below again, just below that that liquidity point. So I got in just below that, right around the 70.5%. So I want to say it was around 722 was the area that I got in at. It is now at 729. So you know, like I said, if I'd have put in a 0.01 and held it, that's $7 right now. You know, I won't tell you what I did put in, but it's a little bit more than $7. That's for sure. But look, yeah, it came down. What did it do? Hit an area of displacement. So you see this little spike right here. And it's also hitting, you know, this is another line I drew from yesterday. That was right in here. I want to say, no, this wasn't it, because that's the one that made overnight. This area right here. So this was the area I thought I could get to yesterday, before it eventually took off. Instead, we were looking at, you know, this area kind of here. But I thought, you know, this is the line right here. This is the very, very last push down, you know, before it took off yesterday. Whenever we did our trade, comes back down to it in the middle of the night, does the same thing, and basically creates almost an equal lowish type area. So there is liquidity down here, meaning that this is seen as a support level, right? So that's what this blue line is. You're looking at this, and you're seeing these, you know, maybe all three of these. You're looking at this and you're saying, well, this is kind of a good support level. It's not going to get down below, you know, this area here. And what does it do? It shoots right down through that, and then makes a new support level, which is close to this guy right here. So now that it's actually gotten below this one, I'm a little bit less concerned, because I don't, you know, we're far away from getting down to these guys to break that as a liquidity point. Even though this is, you know, I would say, you know, if it stopped above it, I would be a little bit more concerned. But since it actually did break it, you know, it did draw into that support zone, or that, you know, that you know, liquidity zone. I mean, it did draw into that. You know, maybe trip some trades that were open. Maybe some people that had some buys, you know, up here, or even some buys up here. You know, they had their stop loss set like right here. Boom, went right through those, took those guys out. Anybody that had a you know, a sell limit set right here, thinking it was just going to go down here, you know, go back up to that 716 area and then sell off. It took those people out. So this big spike that happened not too long ago, about 2 hours ago, was kind of a catalyst for you know, the new trade. So now I am, you know, I'm pretty optimistic about this one going up. I wish I would have been in front of my computer, but instead I wasn't. I was actually watching videos and trying to take notes on, you know, price action and things like that, and so it's, you know, I was just trading off my phone. But I just wanted to give you an update on that. What I will be doing today, I don't know if I'll be posting any more videos today about running trades. I might. I don't know. It depends on how quick I get done with this. But today I'm going to be creating a trading plan. So for those of you that are completely 100% new to this kind of thought process and to this kind of trading, there is what you need to know about called a trading plan. What that means is that it's a set of rules that you set for yourself. As far as being a trader, knowing when, you know, when are you going to trade? Are you going to trade a specific time of day? You know, what are the kind of rules that you're going to follow? Are you going to let it get above a certain amount, X amount of percentage, or X amount of dollars, or X amount of pips into the trade of profit before you start moving your stop loss? How are you going to Are you going to use your top-down analysis? Are you going to use your monthly analysis first, then go to your weekly analysis, then go to your daily analysis, then go to your 4 hour now? Are you going to use that to determine your biases in which way that you think the direction of the trade is going to go that you're going to make next? How are you going to determine what your trade is going to be next? All these things need to be on paper. You need to have basically a little kind of like a little booklet or a pamphlet of that. I have it in my head. Unfortunately, I have not taken the time to actually sit down and make a trading plan that I am proud of, and that I can look at like people and say, hey, here, look at this. This is my trading plan. I stick to it every day. Instead, I just kind of have something that goes in my head, and I know what to do and what I should be doing instead of actually putting it on paper. Um, and I'll be doing that today for most of the day, to be honest, just because I need to have that. And if you're a beginning trader, you should have that as well. I'm going to drop some links below to the videos that I'm going to be following on how to make a trading plan. Um, and they all come from the Inner Circle Trader, so I will be doing that. But just as a follow up on the Ethereum trade, yep, it went through our stop loss. Guess what? I'm perfectly fine with that, because guess what? We made money off of it. We set our take profit to break even, and even though it came down to broke even, I could have took all of the money that we had in that trade and closed that trade out at that point, and we may have earned a little bit more. Yeah, sure, we could have done that. But, what if it did turn around and go back the other way and it actually reach our goal of 759? We could have made more, and that's the thing, is that you can't beat yourself up over what ifs. Don't beat yourself up over what ifs, because if you do that, you'll never make it. Instead, I just look at that and I go, oop, you know what? I tried. I thought it was going to do that. It didn't do that. And I just got to watch it and live to fight another day. That's all. I'll be watching Ethereum over the weekend. Again, it's only Friday, so that is the good thing. Typically I'm doing this like on a Saturday, and I feel like I'm on a time crunch, but thank God for a 3-day weekend, and I have time to sit down and do what I want. So thanks for watching. And if you don't mind, do these things I'm about ready to show you to do. Please press that like button. That would be huge for me. It helps me, cut through the algorithms that YouTube has of people that they don't like, or they try to suppress or anything like that. Anybody who watches my video and more likes pop up, it's going to suggest my video more to people. If you subscribe, then you want to hear more from me, and how I trade, and my thought process, and please go ahead and do that, and hopefully I'll try to do quite a few crypto trades over the weekend, but I am going to take a few hours a day and sit down and actually make a good uh, trading plan. That's the word. All right. So thanks a lot again for watching. It means very, very, very much so to me, a lot, and I love you guys, and hope to see you in the next video. And always remember to wear those things called pants. Any advice or information on this website is general advice only. It does not take into account your personal circumstances. Please do not trade or invest based solely on this information. By viewing any material or using the information within this site, you agree that it is general education material, and you will not hold any person or entity responsible for loss or damages resulting from the content or general advice provided here by Bodies and Wicks, its employees, directors, or fellow members. Futures, options, and spot currency trading have large potential rewards, but also large potential risk. You must be aware of the risk and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the futures and options markets, as well as Forex. Don't trade with money you can't afford to lose. This website is neither a solicitation nor an offer to buy, sell, trade futures, spot Forex, CFDs, options, or other financial products. No representation is being made that any account will or is likely to achieve profits or losses similar to those discussed in any material on this website. The past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results.